Good evening. Hello, everyone. My name is Justin Hogenauer. While I couldn't be there in person because I'm based in Los Angeles, I tried to fit the scene. And so I hope in spirit I can be there with you all in Washington, D.C. As I mentioned before, my name is Justin. I'm a Thai American, and I'm also a rising senior at UC Berkeley. And so that's where I study business administration and a major called society and environment. I was fortunate enough to participate within the TANIP program, serving as an intern within the Environmental Protection Agency. I worked in their Office of Congressional and Intergovernmental Relations, so a bit of a mouthful there. So I'll refer to it as EPA. But I'd just like to thank my supervisor, Jack Bowles, who is the Director of State and Local Relations, for his time, consideration, working with me in the remote setting that was just the reality for me and my situation with COVID. But I really appreciate the energy and effort that he put into the program and supporting me to attend those meetings, allowing me to gain a greater understanding and confidence of U.S. government relations, but also what it felt to be representative of the Thai American community in these spaces as a young person. Through this experience, despite it being online, I developed independent working strategies, having those routines of getting up and knowing how to present myself in spaces professionally, but also learning the appropriate customs and courtesies while working with other stakeholders in key areas, such as the work that I did, whether it was conducting research or public policy work within the EPA, specifically on infrastructure bills that they had me reviewing, but also sharing as well. But I'd like to also acknowledge that my engagement within the Thai American community will not end here. While I appreciate what TANIP has done, it's only the start of hopefully a long and fruitful journey as my time in the US government continues. A little bit about me this past year, despite the world being a pandemic and myself being home in Los Angeles, I took introductory Thai courses at Berkeley, which is very unique in the sense that there are not a whole lot of programs that offer Thai language courses. However, at UC Berkeley, I was able to take advantage of that. So with this last year of foreign language study in the Thai language, I actually used those skills and applied for 2 awards that I'll share because I think they're relevant to my future in the Thai community. But they were the Boren and Gilman scholarships. So through these awards, I'll actually have full funding to study abroad in Thailand, and I anticipate studying abroad next spring. So fingers crossed that the situation in Thailand and just general global travel restrictions ease up. But the plan is to study Thai at Thammasat University in Bangkok. And through this Boren and Gilman scholarship, I will also have a service commitment to work in the federal government. However, that will not be an issue for me as I am an Air Force ROTC cadet, and I have future aspirations to work in the government through the Air Force as an officer, with ultimate goals to potentially work and apply as a foreign area officer. So with that, I just want to acknowledge that I really appreciate my time, despite it being remote, with the TANIP internship cohort, the experiences I learned as far as the lunch and learns and different orientations that I was able to attend and watch over. I just want to echo my appreciation and gratitude to the Royal Thai Embassy, the U.S. Asia Institute, and most certainly the EPA, where I spent most of my time. Without those connections and what this program has done for me, I wouldn't have the confidence that I have today speaking in front of you all. And so, again, just want to echo my gratitude and say that this is only the beginning of hopefully a long and fruitful career as a Thai American working in the foreign and federal government. So with that, I will pass it on to Reed Arnay, who is also one of my peers, and thank you again.